Welcome to the Checkered Shorts Podcast, a podcast of three fraternity brothers reconnected by their love of IndyCar. Join us for grid-rival IndyCar fantasy talk, predictions for upcoming races, and reactions to race day results and all things IndyCar. Let's go racing! Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to episode number 29. We're getting ready for Newton, Iowa. It's a vacation destination for sure.
Yes.
And we're going to be hauling ass across the state of Illinois and half of Iowa for our weekend. And we'll be bringing along with us one of our old buddies, Mad Dog Ryan Maddox, will be joining the crew. Caleb, who went with us, Murphy, who went with us to the race in St. Louis, so unable to come here to Iowa, but we're thrilled to have Ryan joining us. We've mentioned him before. Maddox Auction Barn in Greensburg, Indiana, has got us some IndyCar gear coming, bought from the one at the auction, so we're excited to see him and excited to get our hands on that merchandise.
I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked this up. I think Newton, Iowa is the washing machine capital of the world.
Maytag and
yeah. See, okay, good. Yeah, that's about all it has going besides this track. Rusty Wallace Drive, right?
That's Rusty Wallace Drive.
Yeah, that's what leads us in there. So
I think we're boycotting Hy-Vee this year, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Dump the sponsorship of the race?
Duke Up or something like that. How do you say it? Yeah. Nice segue, Keith. What else?
Well, we got the Okoboji Grill, formerly known as the Okoboji Grill, deep down in my heart.
Yeah.
Now known as Legends American Grill, but we will be frequenting that establishment because it does sit next to our luxurious 5-star motel, the Econo Lodge. A lot of interesting stories coming out of the Econo Lodge, and some of our fantasy teams even named after some of our memories from the Econo Lodge. So
I think real quick recap. This is how we first kind of got Keith on board, with Dinwiddie and I being fans. We're like, let's just go to a race, and we wanted to go to Richmond, and then COVID, and then we're like, hell, let's just go to Iowa. And then Iowa turned into big concerts with Blake and Kenny. And we kind of got Keith at the right moment, about 10 p.m. on a Saturday night, had a few cocktails in him. Dinwiddie texted him, and Keith said, I'm in. And a man of his word, about 6 months later, we all traveled over there. So Iowa, we got a race fan that weekend.
That first weekend was a lot of really, really cool memories for me. Number one, as I remember it, it was two people had signed up, and there are two people that can sometimes be a little notorious about not following through if they sign up for something well in advance. And so I was called and asked, hey, and I said, if you can't get anyone else to go, if you can't get another real IndyCar fan, I'll go with you. It sounds like a good time. And then day of, we're still drafting our fourth.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I got to say, thank God for Scott.
Came down with the Corona.
Scott came down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had Mad Dog was supposed to go the first time, but it was the coronavirus bit him. And so Scott joined our crew, and you can't ask for a better stand-in at the last minute because the guy was just all about having a good time. So good times with Scott. Solid guy.
So Iowa, I think.
Jessica, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Iowa holds a special place. It's a place in all of our hearts just because that's kind of that's why this is happening and all that other stuff.
It's got a cool tailgate vibe there. You know, you're parked right up against the racetrack. The airport's right next door. You can even see the owners and things flying in on their private jets. You're right there between them and the track. Pretty easy in and out. The pits areas pretty cool, legit. You can get up and down there, and then the icing on top, which we won't have so much this year, but you had some real big name folks come in and entertain pre-race and after race. and the seats that we got, you know, I often say, Pat, if we didn't get an excellent hookup, I don't know if a traditional IndyCar fan, if I would have fell in love right away. My first trip had
Sure.
backstage,
Right.
pit road, all access. I'm seeing everything for the first time. My eyes are this big. And then we get to walk right over the barrier and be right up at the front of the stage with the racing teams and their families.
Yep.
So I kind of got VIP'd on my first trip.
Yep.
Yep. For sure.
It's definitely the way to go. And I don't know if I'll ever go to any good concert ever again without being that close. So that was a lot cheaper than doing it that way. So no, it's glad it's race week.
And Brian, you referenced our good friend Jessica and the good people over at
Yes.
the Legends of American Grill.
Yeah,
so
we're looking forward. The boys are back in town.
Uh-huh.
If anybody from Newton's left there listening, make sure the ladies over there at the Legends get us, take care of the marquee for us, because they promised they'd put us up on the marquee when we roll it down on Friday evening. So
we'll need to Keith. We'll need to hashtag both of them and tag, American Grill and all that, Newton, Iowa, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And additionally, I think about when we're rolling in and we're sending them like a Facebook message and we're a couple hours out and they're thinking this is like the Griswolds, but we're Uncle Eddie. We're Uncle Eddie showing up for the holidays, and we're going to come in and tear shit down for 3 days and have a blast. And they'll be happy to see us go, but still love us. And look forward to us coming back.
That's right.
I think a few of them will still work there because of us. Like, you're gonna be here. You're gonna be here next year. Yeah, we'll be here. You gonna be here. So they keep that job for us, I think, a little bit.
Yeah. They just can't wait to come around another calendar year so they get to see us again.
Yep.
Fastest short track on the planet. Let's get it.
Yeah, here we go. So it's Iowa, baby. It's another oval. What we like the most, right? We got a whole bunch of predominant winners from the past that aren't producing at really any level right now, aka Newgarden.
Mayor of Newton.
Yeah. So it could be interesting to see, that weekend. But yeah. Keith, where do you?
I mean, I like the ovals, and I like Iowa. Similar to like when we go to St. Louis, we climb the mountain, get up there at the top, and you can see all 4 turns. That is a lot of fun. And then guys get aggressive. There'll be some guys that will go into turns several wide. I don't know if they'll go 4 wide at Iowa like they did in one of the turns at St. Louis, but it gets pretty. You get on the edge of your seat. You get on your toes, and everyone in the crowd will make some noise, and everyone's pointing to turn 2 or 4 or 3, wherever the action's taking place. And it's pretty cool being able to see every aspect of the track on these short ovals.
Yeah, you'll definitely see guys like Daly and Ferrucci. Those are kind of 2 you look out for. Guys that may not qualify up front, but boy, when the green flag drops, they take off, and they're taking on their expertise on those short ovals. So looking forward to those for sure.
Did I could be making this up. Did every team practice or test at Iowa this few weeks ago?
I want to say there was one. No, yes, every team did. Ray Hall only sent one guy. Louis Foster was the only one that went. The other 2 Ray Hall didn't go, but everybody else went and tested there.
Because of the tire issue they had last year, they just simply literally couldn't pass. Leader could not pass the last place car. It caused one of us in this group, not to be mentioned, to drink a couple more beers because the racing was a little bit lackluster. But so it sounds like they're fixing that, which is good, because it's a way better race than they put on last.
Absolutely. And every short oval that's been run since then has been amazing. If you think back to both last year and this year's gateway races, Milwaukee, Nashville, those were all good short ovals. And so I expect that to transfer over this weekend.
I totally agree. Unfortunately it happened, but it's awesome. It's 2 races back to back. You can't beat it. Super, super good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that I had brought up previously, we didn't have time to hit on it too much, primarily because we had so much information to get in post race for some of those races. But Chevy Honda right now, there's definitely some disparity. As much as we talk about prior to the race at Mid Ohio, there are only 2 guys that had taken the checkered flag. Um, there's only been one manufacturer take the checkered flag.
Yeah.
And it's not even been close. It's not just there at the top. It's kind of throughout.
Yeah, I think, a big part of that is Penske's struggles. That's the marquee Chevy team, but McLaren hasn't gotten to that top step. And with Pato and Lundgaard, you would have expected by now for one of both of them to have won some races. Foyt's been close, but they've done about what they could expect to do at this point. But yeah, you're right. When you look at the manufacturer standings, Honda's definitely killing Chevy. And the thing that gets me too is Honda seems to know about when their engines are going to blow rather than letting them blow. Like Power just lost his this last weekend at Mid Ohio. Honda hasn't had any of those happen that I can think of in the middle of a race, where Chevy has had a couple of those. So
Right.
Their engineers seem to have a better pulse finger on the pulse of when those engines are going to go.
Will things come back to norms, or kind of hash out when we start getting to more ovals? Chevy have the ability to perform better on ovals potentially.
Yeah, you would expect that because you've got the Malukases, the Ferrucci's, all the Penske guys. You've got Pato, the Carpenter guys. Rossi's a pretty solid oval guy. So yeah, you would expect the Chevys to kind of step up here, but Dixon's always really good on short ovals. Palou has shown he hasn't won, but he's been solid. And then Kirkwood and Herta have won 2 of the last 3 short oval races. So for Andretti, so I don't know. You would expect that, but maybe not.
I think Chevy's known for power, right? Known for more power, and Honda's known for more fuel savings type of thing. Obviously, not the case so far this season, but a little bit road course heavy. 500's 500. It's a crapshoot. So let's see, kind of how I mentioned. Let's see if Newgarden. I mean, again, arguably second best guy on the grid driver wise. Let's see if he can finally do something. But who knows? But to your point, Chevy's, I think it is a lot of Penske ridden, and but yeah, we'll see.
So with the Iowa race coming up, we just are starting the second half of the season, right? I think Mid Ohio was the midway point of the season. Yep. Power rankings will have come out by IndyCar that this airs, but we will not have seen IndyCar's power rankings, but we have our own, and typically we come up with those by sending Brian. Each of us send a power rankings, and he creates an average based off of all of our votes. So, Brian, where are we at on the power rankings after one half of the 25 season is complete?
Yeah, it's a halfway point. Interestingly, we were really, really close this week with our rankings, the 3 of us. There were some differences, 1 or 2 spots maybe for most of these guys, but so here they are. I'll go from the top today. Obviously, even though he blew it at Mid Ohio, Alex Palou still sits in that number 1 spot, and I don't see him leaving that for the rest of the season. Kyle Kirkwood comes in at number 2. I know, Keith,
what is that?
Pato there, but
oh my gosh,
pieces and sits second in points is going to be in that number 2 spot. So
unbelievable.
Hey, the points are not that far off to say it's unbelievable. And the only thing that Kirkwood has going for him is the fact that he's been on top of the podium twice and Pato hasn't been. But from a consistency standpoint, Pato has performed better or as well
Yep.
overall.
That's
I
a
mean,
good argument.
he's
Good
never,
argument.
he's going to finish. He's going to finish pretty well.
Yep.
I think if you ask Pato, he'd say he's number 3 on the list right now.
he would refer to the points. But this is also after Mid-Ohio, so I was voting off the most recent performance between the two. He performed better.
I like the argument.
He performed better in that race.
Yeah, we'll listen to you, but it's still Kirkwood number 2. So Pato number 3, and then moving up a spot or two this week is Scott Dixon. It's just Mr. Consistency, the Iceman. He got it done this weekend. He was really close at Road America, so he's up to number 4. A guy we've talked about a lot this season, how impressed we are. What he's done for Meyer Shank is Felix Rosenquist, running in at number 5. Lundgaard, we kind of had seen him drop a little bit, but he got himself back on a road course the last 2 weeks, and that's where he's at home. That's where he's at his best. He holds in at number 6. Ferrucci, we had him much higher, and he started to fall off. He had a podium last time out at Road America, but this week was just rough. So he falls to number 7 on our list. Number 8, we have Colton Herta. And other than some pit stop issues this year and what his team has done, like Colton has been really fast and has shown his talent as a driver. I think he should be higher than number 8 on our list, but I didn't have him any higher than 8 either. So I think all 3 of us had him in number 8. Number 9, a guy that we talk about, he kind of always finishes in the same spot every week, is Marcus Armstrong. So in both Meyer Shank cars are in the top 10. And then I really thought we were going to get through a whole top 10 without a Penske driver. But Pat threw Will Power up in there much higher than Keith and I had him. And so Will comes in at number 10. I think that Keith and I both had our thoughts on who should be in that spot. I had Kristen Rasmussen. I think what he's done lately should move him up. I'm interested to see what IndyCar's power rankings look like. And then Keith,
I put Power in 10th because
I had Malukas, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I have Power at 10th because his aren't self-inflicted wounds. Today he blew an engine, and then first race of the season he got in a wreck. For the most part, he's still when he's racing and doesn't have shit happen to him, he should be up there. That's just a different way of looking at power rankings, in my opinion.
Valid point. Yeah, and it's been his team. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
and it's a contract year too, right?
Yeah, contract year. I mean, thank goodness, because by the way he's racing, he's beating everybody else on his damn team almost. So no, I mean it's pretty standard. I think that's the bottom 2-ish that you could probably really fluctuate in and out. Can VK be in there? Can Rasmussen be in there? For the 3 of us, you can make arguments, but 1 through 6 should be, you move a spot or 2, maybe, type of thing. But after that, that's when they get a good trip to Iowa conversation type of thing.
You got any predictions for Iowa? The one thing I could see happening, which would make things really interesting, is with the back-to-back racing and the way they do qualifications, you could see a guy potentially pull off the doubleheader. I mean, it can happen. It's been close to happening since I've been going, and I'm sure it's happened before in the past.
Oh, Joseph's done it for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. And Keith, if Pato pulls that off, then we'll put him at number 2 on the list.
Yeah.
And that's the guy who can. That's the guy I'm looking at for this week, because I want to say Newgarden or one of the other Penske drivers, but they just keep disappointing me. So I think Pato is the guy this weekend that could do that. We could be looking at a Foyt winner this weekend. They're both so solid on short ovals. I would throw those 2 out there.
Some of these guys, they said in the broadcast in the last race, like, these guys are still wanting to prove a point and see and figure out how Alex Blow is dominating by so much. And I mean, Lundgaard had the same darn setup sort of thing, but he just can't keep up with Palou. Like, what is that difference? So there's the guys that are now, I mean, probably getting pissed off. Like, no, screw it. I'm going to drive my ass off to try to do this. And not to say that they aren't during the regular week, but just a little bit more. I mean, you saw Ferrucci in practice, like, screw this. I'm bypassing all you. I'm done with this.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit more flair, tempers, motivation, whatever, to see. So, no, I mean, I think Pato has to get one of these. The sport really needs it. Keith really needs it. I want to see it. Like, it's good. Everybody loves Pato. But Pato needs it too. He's got a little bit more fire kind of thing. But there's a whole bunch of other guys that are up there that have not won even this year, let alone in their career in IndyCar. So it'll be cool to see.
Excited for a great weekend of racing. Currently, forecast looks uncharacteristically not like the pits of hell, like we've been there before. Post Malone concert with 20-year-old girls passing out right and left of you from exhaustion and heat. So hope that weather forecast hangs in there because it looks like it could be really beautiful.
Yeah.
Definitely like 78, 80 degrees of highs for the 2 days. So love that for what do you got with 4:30 and a noon start, I think, for the two races.
Yep.
So.
Quals are at noon our time, so I think one their time on Saturday, and then a 4 or 5 p.m. race, something like that. So it'll be jam packed. We do need to figure out between the three of us, like what. I know there's not the concert schedule, but what else there is to do around there. So that'll be.
It's Newton, Iowa. It's a hotbed of activity. However, we are not going to the Legion. So just from your thoughts already.
No, I'm interested. We'll see where it takes us for sure. Keith, what else you got?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all we got for episode number 29. Again, we come back to you next time. It will be post Iowa races, 2 weekend races. So for you guys that love to catch every piece of the action, you got a weekend full of IndyCar. For those of you guys that have a difficulty finding the time to catch a live race, you got twice the opportunity this weekend. So hopefully on one of those days you can sit down and watch it live. Replays are great, but there's something fun about watching it live. Or if you're within 4 or 5 hours, you'll enjoy Newton, Iowa. You'll enjoy the raceway. They know how to do it. They take care of you there. The vendors are great. The parking's great. Free parking.
Yep.
They got a bunch of shuttles, kind of like going to the fair. Got a bunch of tractors pulling you around on shuttles. So, join us down there. Catch up with us.
Yeah.
I think 2 things. We'll try to go live once or twice, probably better than we did in St. Louis. And 2, next episode or so, we need to start getting into schedule because Iowa is rumored to only have 1 race next season. So,
and my wish on that is it's a Saturday night because I think Saturday night in Iowa, I'd be willing to go back for it.
Yeah, it'd be a banger. Put some silver crowns there. It'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome. Yep.
Yeah. So another topic to discuss along with power rankings and grid, or not power rankings, but grid rivals and some fluctuations in that. So
bingo.
We're excited.
Got my sawbuck back.
Back to even. Got his head above water.
Yep. We're leaving. When are we leaving? Noonish? Friday?
On Friday. We'll get in. Jessica, be ready. We'll get there about 6.
6-hour drive. Stop at the world's largest truck stop.
Get the Philly cheesesteaks ready because Pat's coming.
Those are really good from what I heard.
All right. We'll catch you next time on Checkered Shorts.
Peace and